You right here. Biggie.
What's up, beloved?
What's up, beloved?
What's going on, man? Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. I'm just trying to get...
I think two egos was just coming together, two big personalities. You know, I wasn't there for that. I was just happy to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Just in the game.
People woke up buzzing because last night shook the whole scene in a way nobody saw coming, and it all kicked off the moment Max B stepped back into the spotlight like he'd never left. The vibe flipped instantly when he pulled up. This wasn't just excitement, it was full-on anticipation. Folks weren't just watching, they were glued, waiting for every move he made. His return had the streets talking, but nobody expected the night to spiral the way it did once he hit the stage. He's been grinding non-stop, stacking shows, hitting appearances, straight up in go mode 24/7. And when he started rolling through those classics, the online world exploded because one moment turned the energy from hype to pure chaos. Max B performed a certain record, and he didn't just perform it. He let some lines fly at Chrissy and Jim Jones that had everyone talking immediately.
With that regime, the nigga Flex said, he don't got no records. He only got Penn and Teller. I said, all right, we only was doing like one, maybe two songs.
Right.
Then the two hooks of Penn and Teller. And then play the Grand Crew joint. So now...
For anyone who missed that era, the track he flipped came straight from that wave he used to run, taking huge beats and twisting them with his own style. That was pure Max B signature back then, and his longtime fans instantly felt that vibe hit hard. But this time, he grabbed a Pop Champagne beat from Jim Jones and Ron Browse and turned it into a raw Grand Crew-inspired remix that had the crowd bouncing non-stop. He weren't talking fancy champagne. He kept it street, dropping lines about simple Grand Crew and Henny like he never left that lane. But the line that literally froze the room? That was the one people whispered about on all those old DVDs. When he spit, now these Bird Gang B's, they can't stand me. Jimmy mad cause Chrissy touched it out in Miami. The crowd lost it, like they'd been waiting years just to hear that again.
I'm just saying what's up, embracing the nigga. I'm like, I ain't know what was going on. I ain't even know the words to this. I was just improvising because I was performing for my crowd. They paid to see the Dawn, and I was giving them a show. It's the equivalent of this. You got two wrestlers and some
Everybody remembers just how hard Max B pushed that storyline back in the day and how crazy things got between him and Jim Jones. And now, with Jim and Chrissy still tight and looking stronger than ever, hearing that line again hit the blogs like a fresh cut. So once that clip started blowing up online, the drama basically reignited itself in real time. But here's where it got even juicier. Max B hopped on the phone later that night to clear the air, and folks on that call leaked the audio until it spread everywhere. The vibe being shared was that Max wasn't actually throwing shots at Jim Jones during that set. The track got played unexpectedly, no warning, right in the middle of his performance. According to people close enough to hear him live, Max B had to react on the spot and keep the crowd lit because the energy was already off the charts. But even with that explanation out there, the situation still looks messy because the clip hitting the internet made it seem like he resurrected that line on purpose. And once that moment circulated, people immediately started running with their own theories. The whole scene last night had everyone scratching their heads because nobody expected that track to drop out of Max B's show.
Come take nobody shit. I'm in my own world, B. I'm existentialist, man. I like to do my own shit. You know, I come from a whole nother spot. So, you know, it was just egos clashing, a lack of respect.
Other brother, man.
What's going on, Max? We don't need this.
Nah, I ain't, look, that ain't me. Listen, that wasn't me. When we went up in there.
Out of all the tracks he's known for, out of all the classics he could have touched, whoever picked that one had to be tripping because that was not a natural choice at all. People in the crowd were looking around like, wait, why this one right now? Straight up, the second that beat hit, the whole vibe felt off. I was watching it all go down, thinking, yo, this does not feel planned or intentional. That's why earlier I was wondering who actually cooked up that playlist and who gave it the green light. Was the DJ just doing his own thing, or did someone hand over a list that had nothing to do with Max B? Now, Max B is stepping up saying, nah, that's not how it went down. And he's calling out Funk Flex as the one who threw that track in the set without warning. And let's be real, if Flex really pressed play on that, it wasn't some random mistake. That man is a pro and knows exactly what kind of waves a moment like that can make. Flex moves with purpose every single time he touches something tied to a storyline.
The world know this, and I just want to say this because I was trying to find Black, because all the blame was going on Black. Like, yo, Black, how you let that go on? Like, how you even through sound check let that go? But we know it's Flex. But listen, be happy you home, Max. Yo, listen, Harlem love you, Harlem love Jim, Harlem love Cam, Mace, Harlem World, everybody.
I love niggas too. You heard?
We don't need that, man. Yo, listen, we know everything that happened 18 years ago. Y'all niggas was kids.
He thrives on the hype, loves the chaos, and he definitely knows how to spark a chain reaction that gets the whole city talking. That setup felt like someone was trying to inject drama on purpose, like they wanted something messy to blow up in the room so people would replay that clip nonstop online. Nobody who really knows Max B's catalog would just casually pull that joint out, not for a big comeback moment like this. It's not a top-tier classic, not a fan favorite, and it's definitely not something you toss randomly into a set unless you want the crowd buzzing over old drama. If someone hit play on that exact track, they knew exactly the storm they were stirring. And trust me, if Flex is behind it, he's already plotting to turn this whole thing into another headline. That man can take a spark and light a wildfire everyone talks about. I can already picture him setting up the next move, grabbing the mic, dropping dramatic sound cues, acting like he's just clarifying even though he's fueling the fire. If you really listen to that phone call, someone's clearly trying to cool things down, stepping between everyone to keep the night from spinning out. He kept saying stuff like, bro, relax, we good, nobody's doing all that tonight. You could hear him reminding everyone they had families to get home to, and Harlem didn't need another mess. Max B even jumps in, making it crystal clear he wasn't crossing any lines or disrespecting anyone's partner. And he said it straight up, no hesitation.
You know what I'm saying? And shit's like everything. That shit don't mix well, and next thing you know what I'm saying, we beefing. So as far as the content or whatever, it should have went a different way. You know what I'm saying? I think today we would have handled the situation different. But I mean, we was young, we was all crazy, and now we here. We older, we got kids, and people looking at us. We gotta set the right example. We can't be looking crazy out here. So it is what it is. It's all love. I'm trying to get back on that plate.
Look out the window where the labels.
He wasn't coming for Jim Jones's family, especially since Jim's got grown-up responsibilities and a whole household to manage. And Max knows better than to drag family into anything. That's a hard line you don't cross. These guys are pushing 50, yet some people act like they should keep running the same old beef just to entertain fans stuck in 2009. Sure, some say it's just music, but when someone feels their partner got disrespected, it stops being bars, it gets personal, and anyone grown enough gets that. Yeah, Jim said what he said about Max B before he got home, and yeah, he made it clear he wasn't rocking with him back then. But that doesn't automatically mean Max is trying to shame his family now just to reignite old drama. Here's where things flipped this morning. That clip started circulating, and suddenly a whole new wave of voices jumped in with their own takes on what Max was really doing.
Oh, bro, I had 2 whole other records that wasn't even in.
Some folks started saying Max was really just trying to cool things down because everyone in the industry is watching his every move right now, and he doesn't want anything messing with the momentum he's finally building. And honestly, that theory makes sense. Max B just got home, he's stacking shows back to back, and he's focused on staying active, not getting dragged back into old Harlem drama that should have stayed buried. He's looking forward, not stuck replaying nonsense that doesn't help him anymore. But the internet loves chaos. As soon as that clip hit, people blew it up bigger than it actually was. Suddenly, everyone's running with dramatic takes, saying things like Josh said he's in trouble, even though nobody knew the full story behind the scenes. And even with Max making it clear he wasn't trying to disrespect anyone, some people acted like this was the official revival of the old beef. Certain blogs spun it like Max walked on stage and aimed directly at Jim Jones, which is straight up false. Meanwhile, Jim hasn't said a word, and that silence makes everything feel even more mysterious. People are already asking, is Jim ignoring it, waiting for the right moment, or letting Funk Flex stir the pot first? Nobody really knows, but fans are already picking sides like it's a Harlem Showdown ready to explode. The wild part? The second Jim says anything, even one line, the internet is guaranteed to lose it because his words carry weight. And behind the scenes, things are even messier. Those who actually know both sides say the tension runs way deeper than the public sees. Some whisper that old business between them never fully closed, which is why even a tiny spark becomes a massive wave instantly. Even when Max B says he's not disrespecting Jim or Chrissy, the history tied to them is so heavy that anything connected to that story sends the culture into a frenzy. Meanwhile, insiders with real ties to both men are moving fast to calm things down before it explodes again. Calls are going out like, bro, don't drag this back up, let them shine, let everyone keep building. They know Max B is focused on rebuilding, and Jim Jones has been leveling up for years with interviews, business moves, and shows lined up back to back. Nobody who actually cares about these two Harlem legends wants to see a tiny moment blow up and overshadow everything they built. But the internet doesn't care about that. The internet thrives on chaos, drama, and making stories bigger than they really are. So the second that Max B clip went viral, people instantly started crafting their own versions of what went down. Suddenly, everyone acted like Max walked on stage with a mission to spark trouble, even though he clearly said he wasn't going after anyone's family and wasn't dragging up old beef. Certain blogs kept twisting the situation, making it feel like a brand new showdown was brewing, even though nothing official had come from either side. They were posting clips, spinning the story, acting like Max B had just declared some kind of music war, even though he already confirmed he wasn't targeting Jim Jones or Chrissy. But once the chatter spread, one thing became crystal clear. Everyone is waiting for Jim to break his silence, because the second he does, the entire narrative is going to flip overnight. People know Jim Jones doesn't speak without purpose. His words hit differently because he times everything perfectly. Doesn't matter if he responds calm or comes at it directly. The culture is ready to dissect every single word. Fans are already speculating about what energy he might bring, even though he hasn't given a single hint yet.
What makes this even wilder is that Jim was already asked about all this before Max B even came home. And back then, he straight up dodged it. Not because he was hiding or scared, he just didn't want to feed old drama while focusing on his own life. That's why when this new clip hit online, a lot of people felt like they finally got the moment they'd been waiting for. They were hoping Jim would jump back into the storyline and reignite the old chaos. Some fans live for history repeating itself. They want the drama, not the facts. And suddenly, this moment gave them something to latch on to again. But step back for a second. It doesn't have to go the way the internet wants. Both men are older, both have real lives, real responsibilities, real goals. Dragging a decade-old beef into today doesn't help anyone. And once families get involved, things escalate fast because people protect their households. That's exactly why Max B made it clear he wasn't crossing any lines. He knows how serious that is. Messing with someone's family at this point in life isn't a game. You could hear the respect in his voice, and that tells you he wasn't trying to spark anything. On top of that, the people behind the scenes who really know these guys said the same thing over and over. This doesn't have to blow up unless somebody makes it happen. They've watched both men grow, seen them move forward, and don't want old tension turning into a bigger mess just because a clip went viral. The person on that call had the right approach, stepping in to calm things down, saying things like, bro, you don't have to be partners if you don't want, but at least keep the peace. And that landed hard. It wasn't about forcing friendship. It was about preventing unnecessary chaos. It was grown men recognizing they don't owe the internet a thing, because the internet loves drama but never handles the fallout. At the end of the day, Max B is rebuilding, Jim Jones is in a whole different lane, and both have more to lose now than back then. So if they keep it steady and ignore the nonsense, that's a win for everyone watching. Just because people crave drama doesn't